Are you struggling to save? At the end of each pay period, you find yourself broke, probably broke than when you started. Well, this is the video for you. Thank you so much for joining us. In today's video, we're going to talk about the importance of budgeting and saving. We want to give you a few tips that can help you in this area. Why is it important to budget? Why is it important to save? Why am I broke at the end of the next day? I can't see no money. Is that you? Okay. So first of all, it budgeting and saving actually helps us to keep a track of what we are earning, how we're spending. It keeps us in the know. It keeps us help us to be mindful of what is happening in our earnings, and it helps us to identify areas in which we can cut back. And I believe that's one of the biggest factor. What are the areas in which you can cut back on all those spending that you have been doing? The unnecessary spending. I promise you, there are areas that you can actually cut back. You'll be surprised to know. You can listen our live stream that we did in December 21st. It was a very good one. It was almost 2 hours, but I promise you it was worth every hour, every second, every minute, because we went into detail into savings and budgeting. I believe that video you need to watch. But nevertheless, if you do not have the time, I'll just give you a few tips right here. One of the things we need to talk about is, why am I broke? It means you're spending more than you're earning. Why am I spending more than I'm earning? You're not budgeting. You have to budget. It can work. Our last video, we talked about the 50-30-20 rule. If you don't know what that is, go listen to the video. It will tell you how to set up your salary. So I think that's one of the things for you. You need to find yourself into that rule, 30%. The next thing that you need to do is to set up a system that you are building a emergency fund. Now, this emergency fund will be something that you're gonna take a little while to build up, maybe within the next 3 to 6 months or 6 to 8 months. You're building up this fund, so over time you'll have this money put aside, and this is for emergency use only. It shouldn't be something you're going into every day, because you can't have emergency every day. Anything that you're having happening every day, that's not an emergency, that is a need. So you're going to include that in your needs listing when we talk about the 30-50-20 rule. So if you don't know what that is, you need to check out the video. I'm going to link it for you. Once you have that emergency fund, then you're more comforted that if something happens outside the norm, I have money in place for that. Say, for example, somebody gets sick. You don't have to be running up and down, because you have that emergency fund put aside for somebody if somebody gets sick. Say something happened to, if you're a driver and something happened to your car, you don't have to be worrying about the fact that I don't have the money to take it to the mechanic and I can't buy this and can't. This is where the emergency fund will come into play. You don't have to go borrow from Tom, Dick, Harry. So when you get to pay, you have to pay Tom, Dick, Harry, Mary Jane, Sue. No. So this will actually help you to live within your means, and this is why it's important to have the budget system in place. We also talk about the envelope system in our last video. I think you need to know how that one works. It can also be done on an app, not just on the physical envelope. But the next thing that you need to do, you need to set up short-term goals. You need to set up long-term goals. You cannot just be working and don't have no plans. That's not worthwhile living. You need to have short-term plans. So the emergency fund would be one of the short-term plans. You need to take some time for vacation. That's another short-term plans. It could be small purchases that you're going to be doing. So that's a short-term plans. So you're going to be setting up and saving up for those. Long-term plan could be school, could be buying a house, buying a car, starting a business. Because you don't just get up today and say you're going to start a business. You are planning and you're putting things in place to start the business. So this is why you want to plan for retirement. You think you're going to retire next year and you're just planning this year? Do you think that makes sense? No, you want to plan for you just start working. That's when you plan for retirement. You can plan to retire at any age. You want to set up SMART goals. We talk about those SMART goals, specific. Make sure the goals are specific. Make sure they are measurable. Make sure they are achievable. Make sure they are relevant to the time. And of course, you got to put some time limit on it. So it's going to be 6 months, 1 year, 2 years, 5 years. What are those goals that you have? Some of our short-term goals are actually little things that are blocks that will push us towards the long-term goal. One other short-term goal could be that I need to get my driver's license. You're thinking about buying a car, but you don't have a driver's license. Go get a driver's license. Start growing some years on it. Maybe you have the intention of learning to drive. Get it. Getting your own vehicle. So at least when you get your own vehicle, you have years already on your driver's license. It makes it important for you. You see where I'm going with this? So yes, I know you're struggling, but you need to budget. You're not budgeting properly. The next thing that you want to look at is your income versus the expenses. So what I want you to do, write on one list what is your income. If you only have one income, put that. The next side, what are your expenses? I want you to write them out. Write down everything. Think about what you do for the entire month. Write it out. Write how much it costs. All right. So the expense have more than the income. I want to go back to that expense list. I want you to tick off those that are necessary things that you cannot do without. Those are the things you need to put an asterisk on it or a little ticky, whatever it is, color code or something. How much are you spending in these areas? Can you cut back on them? So you're spending 10,000. What if I just spend 9? Can it still work? Get what I mean? We talk at length some of the things you can do to reduce your expenses in terms of your light, your food bill. You can go and get coupons, you can get points, you can get discounts. Those are things. Buy in bulk instead of every single day or every single week. These are things that can help you cut back. I promise you, they work. If every time you cook you're having a lot of food left over and then thrown out, yet you don't have any money, what does that tell you? You are wasting. Reduce the amount of food you are cooking. Instead of buying out for lunch every single day, what about taking your lunch to work? Give your children lunch to go to school rather than giving them money every single day. You gotta break them into that. Say, take your lunch so we can save some money. Give them lunch 3 days. Give them money 2, until they will gradually start enjoying the lunch that they're taking from home. You do the same for work. When you're going to work, gradually take yourself off. So some of those wastage that you have in the home, you will not have them anymore. If you find that you buy excess, one of our subscribers says she buy excess fruits and it's always wasting. You have the banana, if they're overripe, you can make them into smoothie. You can make them into banana porridge. You can make them into fritters. You can make them into porridge. Yes, you can use a ripe banana to sweeten your porridge. You can do so many other things, fruit salad. have them as snacks, put the stuff in the freezer, avoid spoilage, those things that can be frozen, to avoid them wasting. So it reduces the amount that you need to buy the next time you go to the grocery store. Whew, this is a whole lot. So I'm definitely coming with part 3 as we wrap up this series in saving and budgeting. So if you are struggling, you need to make sure you subscribe, so at least the next video you'll also see, and don't forget to check out the first video. Until the next time, I'll see you.